Hey there fellow knights, and welcome back to the channel today. And oh boy, do we have a gem for you. Something that surely will go down as a must-stop destination on any of our future travels, and one I highly recommend you take. Once again, if you're watching this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications. It really helps us out and it costs you nothing. So, a little background for you first. Back when we were first looking for campsites, we happened to stumble upon this little gem. This diamond was Assateague Island State Park in Maryland. Sadly, we could only book 2 nights here as the park was closing the following days for the rest of the season until the next year. But even that wasn't meant to be, as the day that we were driving there, the weather took a turn for the worse and the island was evacuated, making it impossible for us to venture out onto the island for our first scheduled night. So, stranded without any place to go, we hunkered down in a Walmart parking lot about 2 hours from Assateague and waited out the storm. The next day when we finally arrived, we were stationed down on Loop H, which was literally less than 100 feet from the Atlantic Ocean. Now, this site didn't have any fancy hookups, no electricity or water, no sewer or Wi-Fi, but it did have something I felt more than made up for all that fluff. Less than 5 minutes after we arrived on Assateague, a wild pony just wandered right up to our campsite and calmly observed us while we unpacked our things. I'm sure that she was hoping that we'd feed food to her, but we refrained from feeding her as we didn't want to cause any problem. She walked around the inside, inspecting the different parts of the camper. She even took a few minutes with her head in the back of our van, looking at our 2 dogs, who, until that moment, had been very vocal about a pony wandering around. After about a half an hour of the routine camp inspection, she calmly walked away to inspect the next campsite. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me and my family. Speaking of once-in-a-lifetime experiences, this was the first time my children had ever been to the Atlantic Ocean, or any ocean for that matter. It was amazing to watch their faces light up as they stared into its vastness. We arrived around 10 o'clock and we played down by the ocean until the sun started fading behind us over the dunes. I must admit, up until this point in our journey, I had been doubting whether or not this whole night's errant trip had been worth taking the risks that we took and leaving our friends and family behind. For those of you who don't know, about a year ago, my wife and I decided to sell everything, quit my job, and take our children on a journey of a lifetime. We were rightly met with skepticism from family and coworkers about whether such a journey should be or could be done. But as time goes on, we find that each day is a new adventure, and the things that we learn and the people that we meet have been such a blessing to my wife and I. I try not to worry as the days pass, but instead reflect on such words of wisdom as in Deuteronomy 31:6 that say, "Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you." As we continue on our journey, we are met by people who say to us, "I wish that," or "I've always wanted to," in regards to what we're doing. After the events of last week, I can truly say that I'm glad that we are doing this, because if life is anything, it's uncertain. Sadly, last week my uncle passed away quite suddenly and unexpectedly. He was a good man, a good father, and a good friend, and he will be missed by all those who knew him. But those who know him best aren't sad because he's gone forever. They're sad because he's gone for now. So I urge you, be strong and courageous. Fear not and venture forth, because life is uncertain at best. This is Brody Nossinger on our Knights Errant saying, so long, and until we meet again.